Fellow Papua New Guineans, today I stand before you to speak not only of our history, but of the silent forces that have shaped it, the outside powers, the lenders, the donors, the so-called partners, who have dictated reforms in our country and compromised our sovereignty. When Papua New Guinea gained independence in 1975, our leaders promised us a nation built on unity and diversity. They gave us decentralization so that provinces could decide their own future. The Organic Law on Provincial Governments of 1977 was meant to give autonomy, empower communities, and keep our people united. But let us not forget, even at independence, foreign advisors and outside interests were already whispering in our ears about how to manage this new state. By the 1980s, when our provinces faced problems of corruption and inefficiency, instead of strengthening our institutions, outsiders came knocking again. The World Bank, the IMF, and donor governments said, "Your provincial governments are too expensive, too inefficient. Cut them back, centralize, reduce spending." These were not our own solutions. These were the recipes of structural adjustment, the bitter pill forced down the throat of many developing nations. Then came the Bougainville crisis, a war that cost almost 20,000 lives. While Bougainvilleans fought for their land and resources, the Papua New Guinea Defense Force was funded, armed, and advised with foreign aid. Australia, fearing for the interests of Bougainville Copper Limited, turned its so-called development aid into military support. Instead of building peace, outside influence fueled the war. Instead of helping us govern better, they pushed us into bloodshed. And in the middle of this turmoil, in 1995, our leaders, under pressure both from donors abroad and political struggles at home, passed the Organic Law on Provincial Governments and local-level governments. What did it do? It stripped provinces of autonomy. It gave national MPs the role of governors. It promised to empower local governments, but gave them no real resources. In reality, it re-centralized power in Waigani, while the rhetoric of efficiency and accountability echoed the very language of the World Bank and IMF. Make no mistake, this was not a homegrown reform. This was a reform born in the era of debt crises, structural adjustment, and donor dictates. The World Bank told us, cut costs, reduce duplication, improve efficiency. But what happened? Local-level governments collapsed, service delivery declined, corruption grew even worse, and ordinary Papua New Guineans, especially in rural villages, were left behind. My people, every time we sign on to these reforms dictated from outside, we give up a piece of our sovereignty. Every time we take aid with hidden conditions, we allow outsiders to redraw the structures of our governance. Look at Bougainville. The war itself was prolonged because of foreign interests, and yet the so-called reforms of 1995 were justified using that same war. Do you see the pattern? Outsiders create the conditions of crisis, and then outsiders offer us the solutions to fix the very mess they helped make. We must ask, who benefits when provinces are weakened? Who benefits when resources flow only through Waigani, where foreign companies and foreign advisors hold the most influence? It is not the ordinary villager. It is not the struggling family in the remote highlands or islands. It is the elites, the donors, and the corporations who benefit. Brothers and sisters, our sovereignty is not only taken through guns and wars, it is taken quietly through laws, reforms, and conditional aid. The 1995 reforms stand as a lesson. When we let outsiders dictate our governance, we weaken ourselves from within. But this is not just about the past. Even today, we see new defense agreements, new donor projects, new loans from the same institutions. Each one carries the fine print of influence. If we do not stand firm, we risk repeating the mistakes of the 1990s again and again. I call on our leaders. Let us no longer accept reforms designed in Washington, in Canberra, or in the offices of the World Bank. Let us design reforms in Goroka, in Wabag, in Buka, in Tari, Popondetta, Kokopo, Hagen, Daru, Mandi, Lay, Madang, in our own villages, with our own people for our own future. And I call on you, the people of Papua New Guinea. Remember that sovereignty is not only about raising our flag, it is about controlling our own policies, our own resources, and our own reforms. Let us learn from 1995. Let us say, never again will outside powers dictate how we govern ourselves. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more contents like this.